For the only time all season, INDYCAR has ventured outside the United States, and it's to the fourth largest city in North America. Just off of Lake Ontario, the famous CN Tower is part of the Toronto skyline. And the iconic Prince's Gate serves as the front door for this temporary street track events. As INDYCAR begins to head down the home stretch, the championship is still open and the grid is very mixed today. Will Power is the most recent winner, passing Michael Andretti for fourth on the all-time list. Alex Palou has had a couple of bobbles recently, but is still the favorite for his third title in 4 years. But this weekend, 24-year-old Californian Colton Herta has been clearly the quickest and is looking to convert pole into his first win in over 2 years.
All right, race fans here in Toronto and watching around the world, time for those most famous words in motorsport. Here to give the command for the Ontario Honda dealers, Indy Toronto, Paul Langlois, Rob Baker, Gord Sinclair, and Johnny Fay of the Tragically Hip.
Drivers, start your engines.
Herta on pole, trying to convert. His teammate Kirkwood right next to him. Field lined up. Here we go from Toronto. Herta, black and yellow on the inside. How much will his teammate Kirkwood challenge him from the outside? They're side by side for third.
3 or 4 wide behind. Are we going to get someone in the wall? I see Christian Rasmussen, Santino Ferrucci. Also big damage to the AJ Foyt machine as the rest of the field files through unscathed. And now they blast down Lakeshore into turn 3. Great opportunity for an overtake here.
They stay green, they'll run 2 wide through turn 3, which you can do. Marcus Armstrong looking super aggressive as the full course caution is out. But that number 11 orange and white car was pushing hard on the start.
Get it started.
Christian Rasmussen.
My right front is completely bent in. I won't be able to get back.
So we can't see it perfectly clear. And
Now
actually,
Santino,
I was guessing Ferrucci had the bigger damage, but maybe it's just the nose cone.
Let's take a look at how it happened.
look further back at the orange and white car, James, and Marcus Armstrong is going to fire up the inside 3 wide, now 4 wide with Lundgaard on the outside. Things get kind of jacked up there, and then Ferrucci ends up 3 wide to the inside of Pato Award and loops it.
It was Marcus Ericsson, I think, on the inside of Rasmussen. You see the defending race winner Lundgaard trying to go on the outside. He was the one that nearly made it 5 wide. Armstrong, one of the JHR cars, and then you see Marcus Ericsson there get into Rasmussen and just clips the left front of the wall.
Colton Herta, Kyle Kirkwood, teammates. McLaughlin from Penske, Rosenquist from Meyer Shank, another Penske in Newgarden, Romain Grosjean in 6th. Let's go again from T.O. and a big jump for Herta.
Monster jump for Colton Herta. Brilliant job through the final corner. He has to get a good exit right here, keep it smooth. No big slides as the field single file until Pato Award makes a move on Marcus Ericsson. That was textbook. Well done.
Nice late pullout on the brakes there from Award. Gets it done. Can Ericsson maybe fight back down Lakeshore here? But man, Kyle Kirkwood almost sleeping a little bit at that restart. Colton had such a big jump. You see a few guys looking, a few guys defending. That's one of the JHR cars right up the back of Marcus Armstrong, side by side with Power. Sorry. Dixon now in the wall.
Is that Canapino or Grosjean? It's Canapino in the 78, side by side with, I believe, Scott Dixon. And Canapino went for a ride and a concrete slam. See the orange and blue car of Scott Dixon. Was there any Yes, there was. So Canapino turned in to the right rear of Scott Dixon and just bounced enough to send him on his way right here. Boom.
It shot so quickly. I wonder if
kicked the wheel out of his hands potentially.
You can watch on board here from Dixon, who nearly got into the back of Armstrong. So, yeah, it's hard to see.
It doesn't look like McLaughlin's struggling yet at all on those greens.
Maybe just trying to nurse them, knowing he only has a few more laps. He's got to get down before that pit window opens. And Dylan, he's doing a great job keeping pace, but he's got his hands full with Rosenquist behind him.
Yeah, he does, but you guys were right. That's kind of the lap target that they had in mind. Maybe that 15 15 to 17 range. And they started on the greens kind of more out of defense. They honestly suspected several others of the front runners to kind of start on those softer tires. So it was a little bit of a surprise for them. So just on this use set, just trying to minimize any track position loss, going to be the biggest thing before McLaughlin comes in, as you see Rosenquist go around it.
He gets the spot. Rosenquist up into third. So are we seeing the crossover where the primaries are better than the alternates? This is how they were running before the pit stop cycle began. Rosenquist in third, Newgarden in fourth. But Newgarden's got to run here.
Rosenquist going to defend to the inside, going to make Joseph go the long way around, but can Joseph do the dummy? He does. That is textbook Newgarden. Goes way, way deep, a full car width off the apex, but both drivers playing nice there and making it through.
Was that a shake and bake?
I don't know if we'll call it that. I'll give him that.
Here's Colton Herta to pit lane along with Kirkwood. Dylan.
Yeah, both the Andretti cars are in. Kirkwood will go to sticker alternates. Believe that's the plan as well for Colton Herta. Wing change to compensate for that. And there you see the sticker alternates going for Herta. See who gets out first here in the race for the lead.
Herta is closer to pit out, and he's right in front of Kirkwood.
Cycles out behind Palou, who was just running in and around 10th place. You see it there, 11th for Newgarden. Still some stops to happen, certainly, as now the Andretti Global cars. We saw Kirkwood lining his stuff up there, and the leader, Dylan, is in pit lane, his teammate right behind.
Yeah, pit road busy all the way here at the front of pit road. This is what it's going to come down to between these two Andretti teammates. Kyle Kirkwood said, we're just as good as Colton. We just got to maybe be a little bit better on pit road. That'll be the difference maker. They'll go to the primary tires for Kirkwood. Same story as well for Herta. Smooth stop for him. Who wins the race off pit road between these two? Looks like Colton's going to get it.
Boy, that car was dropping just as the right rear got the wheel nut on. Those were razor-thin margins. We saw it go bad for Newgarden, but boy, the Gainbridge crew getting it done.
Here's Pato O'Ward, has done a nice job of moving forward. 6th from his starting position of 14th. Black and orange, or Papaya Aero McLaren car. He's right in front of Alex Palou. Those are two championship contenders. Palou in the DHL came in as the leader. O'Ward came in third.
McLaughlin doing a great job there on those used greens. Well used as Pato O'Ward sideways, and Marcus Ericsson. Oh boy! Oh my goodness! Santino Ferrucci launches inverted.
And just about a third of the field has been collected. The big one here on the streets of Toronto, and Ferrucci is upside down.
Okay.
And you hear the words. Ferrucci says he's okay.
Eerily similar to his teammate Stingray Robb, with the same kind of launch and rotation at Iowa last week.
I was just going to say I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a red flag for this, and sure enough, we're getting word that race control will throw the red flag.
The AMR safety team takes their time to gently roll over the AJ Foyt number 14, and once again, the roll hoop, the aero screen, all of the safety innovations of INDYCAR over the last couple of decades, demonstrating once again just amazing resilience to the structural integrity of the car. I mean, Santino Ferrucci climbing out unassisted after a ride like that, it's amazing.
Let's see again this incredible angle.
And watch Palou, the championship leader, just barely gets by there, and he has to hang on to it. There was a big wiggle. Who clipped
Ericsson.
him?
I think this is Pietro
That's
Fittipaldi
Pietro.
in the hub car, and then Ferrucci.
And then Pourchaire
Wow.
hits his teammates.
Fencing did a great job keeping
Really
that car
did.
inside the track, coming right back to where it should. Nolan Siegel,
That
big
was Siegel,
contact as
Yeah.
well.
Pourchaire got through. That was Siegel.
Yeah.
And that's more robust, sort of FIA grade fencing than we would have seen a few years ago here. Another angle.
This is from Siegel's on board. Oh, all
Full court
three.
here, full court.
It's bizarre. First you had Pietro, then Ferrucci and Siegel, 3 in a row, all make it right into the front end of Pato O'Ward, who is stationary.
And I really hope Pato is all right here. This was some massive hits as his car sat stationary.
Oh my goodness, that is such a terrible feeling. It actually fired the car back up. He bump started the car.
Herta, Kirkwood, Dixon. The blue car in fourth is McLaughlin. 10 to go in Toronto. Here we go again, and it's another big jump for Colton Herta. Kirkwood seems safe. What kind of run can Dixon have? First into one, then into three. McLaughlin taking a little look, not close enough.
Great start from both the Andretti Global drivers as McLaughlin's looking racy. All over the back of the PNC Bank machine of Scott Dixon out of two.
Will Power's right there as well, so that battle for third looking feisty. Here they come to the brake zone. How aggressive does McLaughlin go?
Blue car peaking, Power right behind him thinking about it. Pelot championship leader back there as Newgarden tries to force his way through side by side, working with his teammate there. Big wiggle for David Malukas, and now
McLaughlin's in the wall.
And contact with Rinus VeeKay, it looked like, in another car. And this could be another full course caution.
If he can't fire that thing up, it is probably pretty damaged.
Yeah.
We see it there. Full course caution on the board.
Oh, who was that? Was that his
Will
teammate
Power.
or was that? That was Will Power up the inside. Yes, it was. On board here. Let's watch this.
We've seen Power make this move before today. Just completely locked the rear tires, had to correct out of it.
So you got Newgarden with the puncture, McLaughlin's out. Power might get a drive-through.
Very likely. And then look, the stack up because of the cut tire from Newgarden had David Malukas get into the back of him. And that car is able to just be tucked behind the wall there in 5, so we can get back to green flag racing here soon. But Scott, McLaughlin looks to be posting up trackside, wanting to maybe see his teammate as he comes by. Let's see some fireworks here.
Yeah, he does not look happy.
I'm giving credit to the AMR safety team for letting him stand there.
No helmet or Hans in hand.
Here he comes.
Just some applause for his teammate.
That is derisive applause, would be my best guess.
Yeah, I don't think that was...
I don't think he's cheering him on for a strong finish.
No, I don't think he's... Go for that podium, pal.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the message that McLaughlin's delivering at the moment.
All right, let's go again. Back up to speed. Colton Herta around turn number 11. Time to go again from Toronto. Herta, Kirkwood, Dixon, Power. A little further back. Pelot.
Pelot looking a little defensive there as David Malukas might have a run on the backstretch, and we understand that Race Control has reviewed the incident with Power and McLaughlin, and the number 12 driver, Will Power, will have to do a drive-through.
And he will fall all the way down to 12th, with that, which, as you say, is going to promote Pelot and just open up that championship gap. Armstrong on the outside of David Malukas, who's boxed in there, can't make it stick, can they? Gets it done on the outside.
Gotta watch out for another cut tire there.
Grosjean going defensive against Newgarden into 5.
Very defensive.
So a disastrous lap for Team Penske. They had all 3 cars in position to finish at least in the top 7. Now they might have one finish in the top 10. Drive-through coming for the number 12 of Will Power, who ducks in. So Alex Pelot is up to 4th now. So Newgarden is in front of Power, who had the drive-through, and he still has some catching up to do. Meanwhile, 2 laps to go for Colton Herta to win for the first time in 41 races. Kyle Kirkwood still within range, trying to protect a 1-2 for Andretti, and they have gapped Scott Dixon just a touch.
2 laps, 22 corners for the young California native. He's got his teammate absolutely breathing down his neck. Less than half of a second. Both drivers with lots of push to pass, but both drivers using lots of push to pass. You have to, at this phase of the race, you are running out of time if you're Kyle Kirkwood to try to make that race-winning move.
Last great passing opportunity is here. Kirkwood not close enough to challenge. Is anyone else a little further back? Not up front. VeeKay and Grosjean might mix it up back there for 8th.
Yeah, VeeKay got around Romain Grosjean, I believe, down in turn 1. But Colton Herta doing everything right all 3 days of the weekend.
Michael Andretti won here 7 times, more than anyone else. Has won once as a car owner, has not had a win this entire season. They've been quick, especially on street races. Today in Toronto and this weekend, they put it all together. Colton Herta dominates the weekend, leads every session for the first time in IndyCar history, and Herta has won for the first time in over 2 years. It's a 1-2 for Andretti Global in Toronto.
Been waiting a long time to do those victory donuts. We know it's going to lead to some victory tacos later in the night, but
no-hander too. Steering with his knee, California style.
Colton, when you have the weekend like you had leading into today, the expectations were pretty high. Was there a result other than this one that was going to be acceptable?
I mean, yeah, but we've been knocking on the door of a win for so long. You know, 41 starts without a win is a long time, and it's been disappointing for us. I think we're a team. Michael's an owner that demands perfection and demands results. We're people that work for that team that demand that. So, man, I'm so happy. This Cambridge Honda was so fast. Finally get a win in such a long time. It feels so good, and I can't wait. I wish we didn't have this long break now. I want to go right back into it and win another one.